Good afternoon and welcome to this, the third Prime of Midlife Sunday afternoon podcast. And actually, this is becoming quite a good habit because what's happening now is on a Sunday afternoon, I'm like, nope, need to go and get my crochet out and sit and chat, tell everyone what we've been up to, etc., etc. So I'm actually doing more crochet than I would normally, which is good. This means I will get things done, which is always a good thing. So I hope you've had a good week. We had a very busy week at work. I don't know what happened to people, but it was not the easiest week. But we got through it, so we're here now, and I managed to do my third week of £20 budget shop. Although there have been quite a few comments about my lack of fresh fruit and veg, so I had £1.49 left, and Patrick came out this afternoon. He's not long left, and I was like, go into Lidl's and get me a Savoy cabbage, please. It's on offer. So bless him, he went shopping late on a Sunday morning and got me the Savoy cabbage. So I now have extra cabbage for the week, which is a good thing. So yeah, that was that. And did you see my video about how easy it was to make mayonnaise? It was fabulous. There I was, sitting quite the thing, having put up my thing about the £20 a week budget, and Wendy put a post up saying, you should make your own mayonnaise. It's so easy. You just do this. And I thought, okay. 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, I thought, okay, I'll go and investigate and I'll go and try and make mayonnaise. And I did. And it was dead easy. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. So I obviously tasted it, and it was nice, but it could have been better. But it was warm because I'd just made it. Everything was room temperature. So I put it in the fridge overnight, and Patrick and I have just had some chicken with some roasted carrots and a huge dollop of mayonnaise. And it was exceedingly nom, I have to say. It was really, really nice. So now I just need to work out where I can get an egg at a time, because there's no point in me buying 6 eggs. I'm never going to go through that much mayonnaise, and I don't particularly eat eggs very often either, so that would just be a waste. So possibly, because Patrick eats eggs, maybe get him to buy some and donate one to the cause of homemade mayonnaise every so often, because that turned out really, really nice. I was really quite chuffed with that. My shopping this week has gone pretty well. I have also started doing what I call the weird housework, as you've probably seen. But included in that is I dug out the boots that I bought last year. That was a bit of a bummer because they're a tad tight. So not sure what I'm going to do with them. Maybe get a bit skinnier and then they'll be fine. But yeah, this week has been a week for looking at what I'm doing with keeping cozy, because I've got the wood burner on just now because it's not warm. I had it on this morning, took it off for a while, and then when Patrick and I were sitting chatting, I was like, it's getting a bit cold, isn't it? So yeah, we put the wood burner back on because no, I'm not. It's one of those things that I have. I don't know if any of you did it when you were working. One of my things is I work hard, I work full time. I am not being cold. I'm not. And if that's what I need to budget for, then that's what I need to budget for. And I will just need to budget for my heating or get out there and chop wood, which I did this week, I might add. 2 lunchtimes, I went out with my little baby chainsaw and went to the local joiner Skip, who I had previously asked and who has given me permission to take any wood that I want out of his skip, because obviously the longer it takes him to fill it, the better. So me and my little chainsaw were there 2 days this week, and we filled 2 big rubble bags of wood. And I am charging up the batteries for the chainsaw just now so that I can do that again this week. So yeah, I've got my wood is filled up. But it's definitely something that I'm like, do you know, if I didn't have, or if I wasn't making so much effort and working full time, etc., then I would accept that, yeah, I maybe need to turn the heating down, or I maybe don't need to put the wood burner on that long. But the way I see it, I work hard, so I am not going to be freezing. I don't mind when I'm saving money, because obviously, as I've said, I'm trying to save very hard at the moment. Um, I don't mind cutting my food budget, but I really, really object to being cold. I am dreadful at being cold. One of the worst things that I have, and I have to say, it took me up until about maybe 3 years ago to realise this. Um, I need bed socks, because one of the most miserable things I know is being in bed with cold feet. And I did it for years, and I would be like trying to tuck my feet up in the quilt. I would be, putting one foot tucked in behind my knee of the other leg, etc., etc. And then a few years ago, I was like, why don't you just put on socks, Karen? So I did. As I say, it took me a while. So now I have quite a few pairs of bed socks to keep me cozy. Because what I've found is that if my feet are cold, the rest of me seems to feel cold as well. Whereas if my feet are warm, then the rest of me seems to feel warm, and I can get to sleep easier, and I'm much happier, and I'm not nearly as miserable. So, yeah, bed socks are a definite thing for me. They need to be done. Can't cope without my bed socks. Um, so yeah, that was another thing. So I was sorting out my bed socks because I put them away in the spring, and I put them at the back of a drawer. So I was pulling out my bed socks this weekend and getting them paired up and washed and everything all nice and fresh to be wearing. My long sleeved, just my lightweight long sleeved thin tops. I've got them out. They're all freshened up now. They can go into my t-shirts for work. I've got my cardigans. A couple of them have just been washed as well. So that we can do the thing. Bless. Kathleen stayed over one night this week, and she had been in her room doing whatever, and she came down the stairs and she might have told me. I was like, told you what? She says, well, there I am sitting, cooried up in my room, trying to keep cosy. She says, and then I come down the stairs, open the door, and I'm hit with a wall of heat. I'm like, okay, you didn't realise that happens with the wood burner. It's like, no, I did not. I thought you kept all the heat in here. I was like, no, there's way too much heat comes off that wood burner for this one room. It does the whole house. So, yeah, Kathleen now knows to leave her room door open if I've got the wood burner on, and it will heat her room as well as mine and everywhere else in the house, because it's just a little small house I have. So, yeah, we have been preparing for the cold weather just because that's what you have to do. And looking at what's going on in the world, I just I'm just going to keep my head down, because who knows what's going to happen. And it's not that I don't want to acknowledge it's happening. There's nothing I can do at this precise moment in time. So I will look after me and mine. That's the best I can do at the moment. So as I say, I was getting ready for the cold weather. I've had a look around the house. All the drains are still attached. There's no leaking, guttering or anything like that. So we're all good with that. As I say, I cut up some more wood, and I will be doing some more this week. But have to say, with shopping today, went into Asda expecting the normal Sunday morning. Huge, normally Sunday morning Asda is like stocked to the gunnels. And I went in this morning, and it was awful, as you can see by the photos. It just was, and I was like, what happened? Now, somebody has put on, I think it was a local newspaper, said that they had problems with the tills because of the floods in Perth recently. It damaged some of their electrics, which damaged their tills, etc. So I'm presuming their ordering system works by the tills and what is sold, and it just automatically orders. But then someone on the comments on my shopping video has said that there's been some problems with deliveries as well. So maybe we're back to having problems with deliveries, which at £1.58 a litre for diesel, I can believe, because that's a hefty amount to fill a truck. So yeah, it wasn't what I expected today in Asda. I was less than impressed. So I went up to Patrick, had half a cup of tea, and then we went to Lidl's and got the rest of the shopping. Because what I don't want to be doing is having to go to the shop locally, which is more expensive. I would much rather get most of what I need in the shop on a Sunday, so that that's me done. Although I have to say, as I say, I got Patrick to bring me the Savoy cabbage, and due to the fact that my homemade mayonnaise is absolutely lush, I may have to purchase a tin of tuna from my stockpile to do my tuna pasta salad again, because nom. And with homemade mayonnaise, it'll be even better, and that is just sounding like a really good idea just now. So we'll be having stir fry tonight, and I have got enough there between, it's like a double-sized bag of bean sprouts, and I have my own carrots and cabbage now that I can add to it, although it's got carrots and cabbage in it. So yeah, stir fry tonight, and most likely tomorrow night, because when I come in tomorrow night, it's no doubt going to be cold, and that means that I'll put on the wood burner. Now, what I have found before with a stir fry is you put on the wood burner and you put your frying pan that's got the remains of your stir fry on top of the wood burner, because you're not actually cooking anything, all you're doing is heating it up. And it doesn't take long to heat that through in the big frying pan with a lid. So that's my plan for tomorrow. I'll no doubt roast some more carrots and take that for lunch, because we like that. Or I might take a chicken mayonnaise sandwich, because I could have chicken and mayonnaise, because that would be very nom, and my mayonnaise is fabulous. I cannot get over how simple and yet effective that mayonnaise recipe is. It just was so easy. So yeah, I shall be using my homemade mayonnaise quite a bit at the moment, probably until I get sick of it, to be quite truthful. So yeah, at the moment we are not we're not too cold, but at least it's still dry here just now, although seemingly it was snowing. Somebody had put up a video on Facebook or something saying, oh, look, it's snowing in Aviemore. It didn't look like it was heavy snow, so hopefully they've not got it too bad. But we don't need that here just now. We've not got that here just now, so all is well in my little world. And next week we will carry on with more of the same. We will see what we can get through on our budget. We'll see what's happening with prices, etc., because they don't seem to be going down. I mean, £4.50 in Asda for a chicken. And it was a very scrawny chicken. I was not a happy bunny at the thought of that. But the Just Essentials ranges, just about everything from the Just Essentials ranges, apart from the pasta that I saw, and some tea bags that I didn't get, because do you know how there's some things you just don't get the cheapest if you can help it? And things like toilet rolls, mine's tea bags. Can't have tea bags that are horrible and cheap. But people have told me some good tea bags to try that are cheaper, so I will be trying them next time, because 40 tea bags is not a lot for the week. So we need to try and rebudget that. Oh, and I tried the tea in the flask. Oh my goodness, that is awful. Never again am I doing tea in a flask. That's just no. I'd had the first cup. What I did was I made a pot of tea, put the sugar in the tea in the flask, and added the tea, and then put the milk in the flask and sealed it all up. And then I made myself a cup of tea with what was left in the teapot. So all seemed well, that was going pretty normal. And then Patrick had messaged to say he was coming out, and I was like, oh, I've made tea in the flask. And he's like, yeah, no thanks. Oh, okay then, you be fussy. So I made him tea when he arrived, and I poured myself my first cup of tea out the flask. We weren't impressed, I have to say. So then we got to the second cup of tea. Again, I made Patrick tea, poured myself a second cup of tea out of the flask, and that was undrinkable, so that just wasn't happening. So we are not using tea out of the flask. It's a false economy for me, and it just makes my tea not enjoyable, so it's just not happening. So that decision quite easily made, I have to say. So yeah, but I think that's pretty much where we are for the week. So as I say, I hope you're all having a good week. I am just, as I say, sitting crocheting just now. About to go and see about my stir fry for dinner, and then I am doing a live at 8:30 tonight. So please do join me then. Until then, I will catch you later.